Hello, Filmaholics. Yes, we are back after a 3-month hiatus. Pretty much because Nick is relocated somewhere else, not in his usual
It's a
habitat.
secret. You have to look out for my surroundings.
But like usual, Nick's on the other side, and I'm Daniel. And yeah, we'll be pretty much talking about the movie news, all the big, pretty much stuff that's happened in the past week, 2 weeks, probably even 3 weeks, because it hasn't really been that much. So yeah, let's get started. I think the big one we should talk about what are our opinions on the Oscars, since we didn't really live blog this year. Are we going to go in different categories, or are we just going to say what we feel?
Just our overall impressions, I think.
Okay.
I think that's the way we should do it. But I think the Oscars is obviously the biggest thing that's happened in the last, 1 month or so, movie news-wise. And everybody's talking about Leo, of course. Leo winning his big Oscar, finally.
Took 7 nominations. It was great. Finally got there.
Yeah. It was a really great speech too. I was really like impressed with his speech because and then the reaction on the internet afterwards, it was just great. Like there was still memes, new memes, and it's been hilarious. But well deserved. I've seen his performance in The Revenant, and I think that was definitely the best performance of the bunch. It was well deserved for him. And yeah, the thing is, when we did our Everything Film Awards earlier, I had not yet seen The Revenant, so a lot of my things that I nominated for that would no longer be nominated if I had seen The Revenant beforehand. But yeah, well done, Leo.
It's gone from Titanic to now winning an Oscar.
Yep. Anything stand out for you?
Stand out. Okay, I don't know the actor's name, but the actor from Bridge of Spies. I mean,
oh, is that Mark Rylance? Is his name?
That's Mark Rylance. That's the one. Not saying anything negative or anything. I have not seen the movie, so I don't know what his acting was like. But I mean, then again, he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, so that shouldn't take anything away from him. But
we're all deserved.
I so would have loved Sylvester Stallone winning it.
Yeah.
Especially, I think he's only been nominated once for Best Actor for Rocky. Yeah. And now going 40 years later on the first film's 40th anniversary, it would have been so good, come pretty much full circle to win the Oscar for that role. But it's just unfortunate that he didn't. But I guess he was nominated, so it shows Stallone that if he pulls in a really good performance, people will appreciate it and nominate him for it. So I sort of hope that he wants to do maybe more dramatic roles, maybe in the future, on his horizon. Yeah. But that was probably my biggest disappointment. I don't know. I just really wanted Stallone to win, but what are you gonna do? I'm not an Academy voter, so I don't get to say.
Well, my biggest disappointment was probably Inside Out not winning Best Original Screenplay.
But again, I think it was Spotlight in the bag anyway.
Yeah, but Spotlight was definitely going to win anyway. But I really would have liked to see Inside Out awarded for something other than Best Animated Feature, because that was a given. That was always going to happen, really.
Yeah. Animated films never get the love they deserve, I think. They really don't.
They don't, and it was one of those ones that deserved to be nominated for Best Picture as well, but it didn't.
Oh yeah, hell, definitely. It should be. Should have. Out of all of them that I've seen, I sort of would take The Big Short out and put Inside Out there, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. Everyone else likes The Big Short.
I don't know which ones I've seen. Who knows? I don't know.
Although I was expecting just the way Mad Max was just winning all of the hairstylists, the costume, the production design. I was just like, wow, wait, is Mad Max going to be a sleeper hit that's just going to come out of nowhere and grab the Best Picture? Although I was expecting Best Director for George Miller for what he did for that film. It's just unfortunate he didn't get Best Director. But yeah, the way it was going, I thought Mad Max was going to get the Best Picture win, but
yeah, would have been people. The reaction I was reading Twitter, and it seemed to be everybody was thinking that Mad Max had a shot at sweeping like Return of the King did a decade ago, because of all its wins at the beginning. But I mean, well done to Mad Max for that. Like, definitely deserves it. That was, and of all the categories that it was nominated in, I think that was the ones that had to win. There was no competition. Same goes for The Revenant and cinematography. Had to be that. It was.
Oh yeah, first time. No one's ever done a 3 in a row now. He's got the record for that.
Yeah, I've never seen a film as amazing visually as The Revenant. That's why. Like, best cinematography I've ever seen in a film.
Was it in the same style? Because I haven't seen many of the cinematographer's films, but seeing Gravity and Birdman, they're really alike in terms of camera use. Is it in The Revenant as well?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, it's very similar, but it's just the landscapes and the lighting and the fact that they only use natural light. It's just absolutely stunning that they managed to get some of the shots that they did, and there's one very Birdman-esque shot at the very beginning, and I was a little bit worried that they'd just do the same thing as Birdman, and but they didn't, and in the end, like, it's much more Gravity than it is Birdman in terms of how it looks, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should have watched it then.
Yeah. But anyway, so the early technical categories went really well. Best director, you know what? Not a very big surprise. He did a big speech last year when he won it, and he'll do a big speech next year when he wins it again. And just, you know, it will be interesting to see who does win next year, because I don't think he has a film being released this year, does he? Inarritu, so he's not eligible for next year. So next year, I'll be relieved to see awards that's not all about Inarritu. It feels like it's been it's been 2 years. It feels like 3 since we last had a conversation that didn't involve one of his films. But you know, I wish Birdman didn't happen. Really, I didn't really like Birdman, and then The Revenant would have been, oh my gosh, The Revenant, amazing, and because I really loved The Revenant, but because of Birdman, I'm just a bit tired of Inarritu a little bit, I think. Yeah.
He probably needs a break after The Revenant.
I think he does need the break. It's like maybe he's like David O. Russell, and when he tries to make he makes 2 amazing movies in a row that get lots of nominations, and then the third movie is just like, okay.
I just remember another shock. Best visual effects. I'm so glad Mad Max didn't win, because I was basically saying to myself, I don't know.
That was a big shock. Yeah.
I can't remember what movie I was like rooting for, but I'm just like, it's probably gonna be Mad Max anyway, because it's just been sweeping the other categories before it. I'm so glad, because I did not want Mad Max to win. Yes, some of the visual effects look stunning, and sometimes, like the guitar towards the end, just looks fake compared to the practical stuff they did in the movie. So I'm glad Ex Machina won, because I think that movie looks visually on a small, tiny budget for what they had and what they pulled off with Alicia Viganda's character. I'm so glad they won for that.
Yeah, I have not seen Ex Machina, but I've heard amazing things about it. But yeah, I really wanted Star Wars to win secretly, because I wanted it to be represented. I wanted it to be represented.
Like, Star Wars must have 1 win.
But the funny thing is, like, out of all those movies, Star Wars probably had like the weakest special effects in certain scenes. So I thought, well, okay, fair enough, right? But I still really wanted it to win just for its representation. I just wanted it to win an Oscar. But On the other hand, I think The Revenant and Mad Max Fury Road also would have been very, very deserving, and I would have been happy with any of them winning. What was the other nomination? Was it The Martian? Was it?
The Martian, yeah.
The Martian, yeah. The Martian, we've seen that special effects before. Like, it's still amazing, but over the last few years, we've had the Interstellar and the gravity, and it's like, okay, we know you can do this stuff now. Whereas the Revenant probably would have been my pick because I haven't seen Ex Machina. Because there's a certain scene involving a bear that everybody keeps talking about, you've probably heard of, that is, it's amazing how they even did that. It's amazing how they even did that, but yeah, something new.
A Bear won Best Animated Short Film, Bear Story, giving some credit there.
There you go. Yes, can win, as it happens.
Year of the Bear. I think we should. I also wanted to go through some of the picks that our followers voted for our Everything Film Awards. Since I don't think we've even really discussed the winners, I just want to see what your reaction was towards probably some of these wins.
Right. What did you think first? Which one was the what categories surprised you the most for that? Because I think I know one in particular.
Best animated film. The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, but that was.
I mean, obviously
that was my nomination.
So, but I just have so much issues compared to when Marnie was there on Inside Out. Out of all the animated films,
it was fine, but it's definitely, guys, you're wrong. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. Now we're going to get no votes next year.
No, but you could have picked either of the other two, and you would have been fine. I would have been fine. But there's no
funny.
In my opinion, you are wrong.
Okay, wow. You're going to get so much dislikes now.
I love you.
I mean, obviously it won I think 4 votes compared to when Money was there. They got 2 and Inside Out got 1. So obviously the majority of our followers really loved The Good Dinosaur. Probably saw more things than we saw, I guess, from that movie. But you know what's funny? That we nominated 2 of those animated films in the Best Film category, and the only one that wasn't ends up winning Best Animated Feature.
Yeah. There you go. And Best Picture, who won that? Who won that? I wonder. Who won Best Picture?
I can't remember. Was it someone that leads a rebellion into the capital? Who has a bow and arrow?
I did not like Mockingjay Part 2, so that was a bit of a shock for me. But of course, that makes a lot more sense that people voted for that because a lot of people saw it, so it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I didn't like it though. Oh well. Just a bit of fun.
And it's about time. And it's about time. Yeah, we're the real awards thing. We nominate blockbusters.
Yeah, Oscars don't represent the people. We represent the people. Speaking of Oscars, we probably should just mention. We probably should just mention with the Oscars also that Spotlight won Best Picture because that's like the biggest award. So.
Oh yeah, there's a film called Spotlight that won Best Picture. Yeah.
Yeah, Spotlight won Best Picture. Well done, Spotlight. Well done. I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out. I usually want to check out the movies that win Best Picture, so I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Me too. Except maybe The Artist.
Oh, I haven't. That's probably the only one I haven't seen really in the past couple of years, actually. I just don't have the interest to watch that one. But going through some of the acting ones, Jennifer Lawrence, finally, 3 times she's been nominated for Katniss. 5 times we've nominated her for any type of Best Acting award. And she wins for Katniss Everdeen, the last performance that she'll give out for Katniss.
Yeah, well, I guess that was kind of a a way to honor her performance and her role for the
Yes,
past 4 movies.
That's basically
why
us. That's basically our Leonardo DiCaprio award.
Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
him
That is our Leonardo DiCaprio. But she's going to get nominated again next year for something, isn't she? Is that? She's in something else amazing at the year.
Oh, it depends if it's good. We're dealing with Sony here, people. They don't really make that good movies.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Acting, three-way tie. Although Paul Rudd is one of the tiebreakers that I did not see coming whatsoever.
He deserves it though. Yeah.
Can't think of anything else that stood out. We pretty much had a tie for all the short films. No one lost. Okay. This is the first time no categories ever lost. Like, we've never had some form of film never lost just one category. So yeah, Frozen Fever, Sanjay's Super Team, and Toy Story That Time Forgot all won Best Short Film.
Oh, great.
Split.
I wish the Oscars could work like this. That you all win.
Yeah, that should be Best Supporting Actor, Sylvester Stallone and Mark dude from British Files. You just give everyone an Oscar. You all win.
And
pretty
the
much
winner
what Ellen
is.
does on the show. You compete. It's pretty much what Ellen does on the show. Yes. You pretty much if we throw an Ellen show, you pretty much compete for the award. But yet, because they lost after the one that wins, you get an honorary Oscar, another Oscar.
Yeah, everybody gets an honorary Oscar, and it's just like the normal Oscar, except it's made of plastic.
Yeah. Before we start on the news, we really should rapid fire for these news. Anyway, they're not really that anyway. This is our 1 year anniversary. Should celebrate that.
It is. Yeah. It's probably, this is actually the part of everything film that I enjoy doing the most. And I'm really glad we decided to do it. And I'm not getting tired of it yet, 1 year on. So I think I can see it going on even further. Here's to 2 years.
Now you're pushing it.
We can make it.
Maybe let's hope for that. Okay, we should really get started on the news because we're basically really gone through the whole thing without talking about news. The big one, maybe in a surprise one actually. Pacific.
It's not going to be. Yeah.
Showrunner Stephen S. D. Knight.
Like I think I think that I think it's slightly disappointing because I love Pacific Rim directed by Del Toro, but I also think D. Knight did an amazing job with Daredevil. So I think I'm happy with this news anyway. Just the fact that it's happening is good, and actually it's a good thing when franchises change directors sometimes because you get their different style. Like look at Mission Impossible. You know, you get different styles. Each one can be really good, but they're good in their own ways. So maybe it will change things up and stop just the same thing happening over and over again. The same kind of movie.
Probably. And after Crimson Peak being pretty mixed, I wasn't that big a fan of that movie. Maybe different changing directors, maybe a good thing. We don't want maybe Pacific Rim 2 not being so good. Be like Transformers. I don't know. But then again, Del Toro so far, just with Pacific Rim, it's the best Transformers movie we've gotten so far anyway. That's a fact. But I don't know, it's so surprising because I remember Pacific Rim is like such a passion project of his, and he was so when Universal wasn't fully committed to doing the sequel, sort of putting it back in development. Del Toro was the only one saying, no, it's not cancelled. This is still happening. I'm trying to still get this project off the ground at Universal, which may not even be at Universal anymore. We don't know, since Legendary Pictures is Legendary Pictures going? Yeah, Legendary Pictures got bought out by a Chinese company or something. So they could be the ones producing them too.
I think Hollywood secretly got bought out by China. I think it's actually a Chinese
which is no surprise. That was the highest market for that movie.
Yeah, it's hardly surprising. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, no, I'm still excited for Pacific Rim 2. It doesn't matter who's directing it, but I think it's a good choice of directors. So yeah. Next,
Gambit. No longer on the schedule. This was a no-brainer since production, I think, is supposed to start this month. Production's supposed to start this month, and there was no way they're going to make that October date. No way they were going to make that.
No way.
But
no, unless it was like 10 Cloverfield Lane and they were just secretly hiding its production.
It's coming out in a month's time.
Can you imagine? Hey, we moved Gambit from this release date because we've already made it. Here it is.
Well, it could happen. Because Gambit now no longer has a date now. They do have.
But it'll be that first.
They've got
It'll be the first one or second.
Well, maybe they've got two dates one for October 6, 2017, and one for January 12, 2018. This is Fox, so whatever Marvel property, either X-Men, Fantastic Four. It's Fantastic Four 2, people. It's coming again.
Yes, and they're gonna try again.
Fantastic Four. It's gonna be a Fantastic Four X-Men crossover. No, Fantastic Four and Deadpool. I know Deadpool will save the Fantastic Four sequel.
Oh God, can you imagine?
One of the dates will definitely be Deadpool 2. I'm pretty sure that January 12th, 2018 is going to be Deadpool 2. I don't see them rushing it into production in less than a year to get the sequel for October next year. But I mean, the Gambit one, we don't know for sure because for me, it's like, why announce that as a mystery release date when you could have just said Gambit's now being pushed back a year from now? They never said that, so I'm thinking it might be X-Force, maybe.
Well, I do think it could be, but I do think it's more likely that Deadpool 2 will come before X-Force.
Okay.
But I think it's Deadpool 2 first, then X-Force.
Because I feel like if they should have announced a date if they were going to move it to that date. They never did. It's just said some mystery movie now, which would be if it's not Gambit, then we might be getting 3 X-Men movies next year because the Wolverine 3 is also next year. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But anyway, there's one less superhero movie coming out this year, which probably would have been the one that was forgotten. So it's probably a good thing because there's so many out this year. So we've already had one. We've already had one.
A superhero movie.
Which one? What?
You don't want to see Channing Tatum in a superhero movie?
No, I do, but I mean, like, look at its competition for superhero movies this year. You got Batman vs Superman, Deadpool's already happened. You got Civil War, Doctor Strange, X-Men Apocalypse. Like all these movies coming out this year.
You were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying yeah. So what? The more superhero films, the better, in my opinion. As long as it's not Fantastic Four, I'm all good for as many superhero.
Good point. There's nothing like Fantastic Four this year. Batman vs Superman. There.
Again, the dislikes. They're gonna come for you.
Well, I haven't seen it yet. It could be great, but my expectations aren't high. There are so.
Yeah, my expectations. I've got no expectations whatsoever.
But because it's not that we don't like Batman or Superman or DC, it's that we don't
DC,
really like Zack Snyder.
We don't like DC. I'm playing it straight. We don't like DC. I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking.
I like DC. Quick damage control. No, I like
even
DC.
say much about DC.
Dark Knight. I love The Dark Knight. It's a great film.
Dark Knight, The Man of Steel, but I won't say that Man of Steel.
The Dark Knight Rises was really good too, but I do think that Zack Snyder, his style of directing does not suit, well, Superman for one thing.
Yeah,
Maybe it would suit
Superman.
Batman, but it doesn't suit Superman. Superman's not supposed to be dark and gritty. Like DC's not supposed to be dark and gritty. That's just to differentiate from Marvel. There's so much light in the DC universe that general audiences probably don't know about because all they're used to is dark, gritty DC superhero movies.
Wow. I completely forgot.
Suicide Squad. There's another one that I got to mention.
I forgot. This movie comes out in less than 4 weeks. I can't believe it's finally coming now. It's so soon.
Yeah, I know. It was so far away. But anyway, moving on. I think
we have time for one more. Maybe not. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
There's not much else to talk about, actually.
I can't even think of anything.
Well, I've only got Alien. Has a release date, a new release date maybe now. Or we could talk about Avia DuVernay directing Disney's A Wrinkle in Time, another Disney property coming. But then I haven't seen Selma yet, so I don't know what her style of directing is. So I can't really say anything if it's a good news or not for me.
We got our Black Panther director since we last had our show too. That was quite a while ago, but
we can talk about all the stuff that's come out since the hiatus.
Well, we've only got 3 minutes, but yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff that's happened. Yeah,
Black Panther. Star Wars: The Force Awakens is now the highest-grossing movie in America. Star Wars also joins 2 billion, and it's not directed by James Cameron.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
No one saw that. Yeah, Deadpool blew away the box office.
What else happened? Rapid fire, 2 minutes.
What else happened? Lots happened. Like
a lot has happened. Yes. Let's just make up news now.
Actually, not many new movies were announced in the last 3 months, though, were there? Not many new movies were announced. Not many big blockbusters. Can't think. Yeah, I don't know. I know we got a Civil War. We got a Civil War trailer, didn't we? Or was that?
Pete's Dragon. We got a trailer for that. You saw that?
Yeah. Lots of stuff's happened. Yeah, it should be all on our page somewhere. So
some of it maybe. I haven't posted everything. I'm sort of gone out and posted some views now. Yeah.
Well, now that the year's getting back underway, definitely there's going to be a lot more coverage of it and more talking film, and hopefully more reviews and stuff happening. Well, I know you've got. I'm going to try and do my best to review some things. I didn't get round to reviewing The Revenant, unfortunately. The Revenant, unfortunately. I intended to, but like it's been over a month since I've seen it now. So
I was going to say, I'm still going to be posting reviews on a regular basis, 3 or 4 movies a week. I'm like, Nick, where are you? It's like
some people
like
aren't
crickets over
productive.
there.
I'm just not as productive. I'm sorry.
The crickets are coming for you, Nick.
Yeah. You know what? From now on, I'm going to review every movie I see from now on. I mean, that's the 3rd time I've said that, but this time I mean it.
Got you on camera now.
Yep. Should be easy. Like, I probably won't see as many movies this year as I did last couple of years. So hopefully when I do see them, I will get some reviews up. And yeah.
Well, thank you for joining in, everybody who did watch this. I see we've got 1 viewer, so thank you to that viewer. You are the biggest fan out there.
But all our viewers that will watch this later as well, our future viewers as well.
A lot of people watch this later. I mean, no kidding, it's like 7 p.m. at night here, or 9 o'clock where Nick is. So.
Yeah, like people are eating dinner, so they'll all catch up with it when we post it up. That's all right. Thank you for catching up as well.
Yeah, thank you for joining in. If you want to read our reviews and all the news and stuff that we put on there, just go to our Facebook page at Everything Film Facebook or something like that, facebook.com/everythingfilm or something like that. We also got a new website. Still putting all the old reviews up there. It's going to take me forever, but they'll get there eventually next month or 2. I think the website address is everythingfilmreviews .wordpress.com or something like that. It's on our Facebook page in the links section, on the website section. So if you want to look at that. But yeah, thank you for joining in. We'll see you in 2 weeks on a regular basis on Tuesdays now. So at 7 p.m. Australian time. So yeah, thank you.
With further notice, time is flexible. We'll let you know if it changes. At the moment, it's 7. Yeah, at the moment.
Okay. But until next time, bye.
Okay, until next time.